Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we rediving deep into a very crucial part of Indian polity for all you ULBs aspirants. Part 9A of the Constitution, which deals with the municipalities. This topic is a favorite for both prelims and mains. So let's get right into it, and make sure you have a crystal clear understanding. So, where did Part 9A come from? It wasn't part of the original Constitution. It was added by the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. This was a landmark amendment. Just like the 73rd Amendment, which constitutionalized Panchayati Raj institutions, the 74th Amendment did the same for urban local bodies, or what we call municipalities. It came into force on June 1st, 1993, giving constitutional status to these vital institutions of local self-government in urban areas. Before this amendment, urban local government was a bit of a mixed bag. The system was based on various state acts and lacked uniformity and a strong constitutional foundation. This often led to issues like irregular elections, prolonged supersessions, and inadequate funds, which hampered their functioning as vibrant democratic units. The 74th Amendment aimed to fix all of that by creating a common framework for municipalities across the country. So what exactly does Part 9A cover? It contains articles from 243p to 243zg. These articles lay out the structure, composition, powers, and functions of municipalities. Let's break down some of the key articles. First up, Article 243p gives us the definitions. It defines terms like committee, metropolitan area, municipal area, and of course, municipality. A key takeaway here is that the governor specifies a transitional area, a smaller urban area, or a larger urban area based on factors like population density, revenue generated for local administration, percentage of employment in non-agricultural activities, and other factors. This leads us to Article 243q, which talks about the constitution of municipalities. It mandates a three-tier system. First, a Nagar Panchayat for a transitional area, that is an area in transition from rural to urban. Second, a municipal council for a smaller urban area. And third, a municipal corporation for a larger urban area. However, the article also provides some flexibility. For instance, a municipality may not be constituted in an urban area if the governor considers it to be an industrial township where municipal services are provided by an industrial establishment. Now let's talk about the composition, which is covered in Article 243R. It says that all seats in a municipality shall be filled by direct election from territorial constituencies within the municipal area. For this purpose, each municipal area is divided into territorial constituencies known as wards. The state legislature, by law, can also provide for the representation of persons having special knowledge or experience in municipal administration, as well as members of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, State Legislative Assembly, and State Legislative Council who represent constituencies that comprise wholly or partly the municipal area. These members, however, may or may not have the right to vote in the meetings. One of the most significant aspects of the 74th Amendment is the provision for reservation of seats, detailed in Article 243t. This is extremely important for social justice and empowerment. The article provides for the reservation of seats for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in every municipality. The number of seats reserved is in proportion to their population in that municipal area. Furthermore, not less than 1/3 of the total number of seats reserved for SES and SDS are to be reserved for women belonging to these communities. And overall, not less than 1/3 of the total number of seats to be filled by direct election in every municipality, including the number of seats reserved for women from SEC saint communities, shall be reserved for women. The article also provides for the reservation of the office of chairperson in municipalities for SDs and women in such a manner as the state legislature may determine. Next, what about the duration of municipalities? This is a critical point that addresses the problem of arbitrary dissolution. Article 243U specifies a fixed term of 5 years for every municipality from the date of its first meeting. Elections to constitute a new municipality must be completed before the expiry of its 5-year term. If a municipality is dissolved before its term ends, an election to constitute the new municipality must be held within 6 months from the date of dissolution. A crucial point for your prelims exam. A municipality reconstituted after premature dissolution will only continue for the remainder of the period for which The dissolved municipality would have continued had it not been dissolved. So, if a municipality is dissolved after 2 years, the new one will only serve for the remaining 3 years, not a full 5-year term. Moving on, what about who can be a member? Article 243 volts lays down the disqualifications for membership. A person shall be disqualified if they are disqualified under any law, for the time being in force for the purposes of elections to the legislature of the state concerned. The key difference is the age criteria. While the minimum age to be an MLA is 25, a person can contest for a municipality seat if they have attained the age of 21 years. Any question regarding disqualification is referred to such authority as the state legislature determines. Now, let's discuss the powers and functions. Article 243W empowers state legislatures to endow municipalities with such powers and authority as may be necessary to enable them to function as institutions of self-government. The law may contain provisions for the devolution of powers and responsibilities upon municipalities for the preparation of plans for economic development and social justice, and the performance of functions and implementation of schemes. These functions are listed in the 12th Schedule of the Constitution, which was also added by the 74th Amendment. The 12th Schedule contains 80 functional items, including urban planning, regulation of land use, roads and bridges, water supply, public health, fire services, urban forestry, slum improvement, and so on. But how are they funded? Powers and functions are meaningless without financial resources. Article 243X addresses this. It authorizes a state legislature to empower municipalities to levy, collect, and appropriate taxes, duties, tolls, and fees. It can also assign to a municipality certain taxes collected by the state government and provide for making grants and aid to the municipalities from the consolidated fund of the state to ensure a more systematic devolution of finances. Article 243Y provides for the constitution of a finance commission for the municipalities. This is the same state finance commission that is constituted under Article 243I4, the Panchayat. This commission reviews the financial position of the municipalities and makes recommendations to the governor about the principles that should govern the distribution of taxes between the state and the municipalities, the determination of taxes that may be assigned to them, and the grants and aid. This is a vital mechanism to strengthen the financial health of urban local bodies. What about OD? To ensure financial accountability. Article 243Z allows the state legislature to make provisions with respect to the maintenance of accounts by the municipalities and the auditing of such accounts. The entire electoral process is overseen by a single body. Article 243Z vests the superintendent's direction and control of the preparation of electoral rolls and the conduct of all elections to the municipalities and the State Election Commission. This is the same commission responsible for Panchayat elections, ensuring independent and fair elections at the local level. Article 243ZB states that the provisions of Part 9A are applicable to union territories, with the President making necessary modifications. However, it does not apply to the scheduled areas and tribal areas mentioned in Article 244. Also, Article 243ZC clarifies that this part does not apply to the state of West Bengal's Darjeeling Gorkha Hill Council. Finally, a very important mechanism for integrated planning is introduced through Article 243Z. This article mandates the constitution of a District Planning Committee, or DPC, at the district level. The DPC's role is to consolidate the plans prepared by both the Panchayats and the municipalities in the district, and to prepare a draft development plan for the district as a whole. This is a brilliant mechanism for ensuring coordinated development between rural and urban areas within a district. Not less than 4/5 of the members of ADPC should be elected by and from amongst the elected members of the district panchayat and the municipalities in the district, in proportion to the ratio between the rural and urban populations. Similarly, for metropolitan areas, Article 243Z provides for the constitution of a Metropolitan Planning Committee, or MPC. The MPC is responsible for preparing a draft development plan for the entire metropolitan area. The composition and functions of the MPC are determined by the state legislature. So, to summarize, the 74th Amendment Act was a revolutionary step. It provided constitutional recognition to urban local bodies, aimed to strengthen them as vibrant units of local democracy and development, and established a uniform framework across the country regarding their structure, tenure, reservations, powers, and finances. It introduced key institutions like the State Election Commission and State Finance Commission to support them, and mechanisms like the DPC and MPC for integrated planning. For your mains exam, you might get questions on the significance of the 74th Amendment. The challenges faced by municipalities, even after constitutionalization, like lack of funds, functions, and functionaries, also known as the 3FS, and suggestions for reform. So, think critically about how effective this amendment has been in practice. I hope this detailed breakdown of Part 9A has been helpful. Remember to connect these articles with current affairs related to urban governance, smart cities mission, and other urban development schemes. This will enrich your answers immensely. That's all for today's session. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button, share it with your fellow aspirants, and don't forget to subscribe for more such content. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or what topic you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and keep up the great work.